How's it going, everyone? Austin Honecker here. I just wanted to come on here for a while and give him a review for All Elite Wrestling's AEW Dark Elevation from last night, which was October 24th, 2022. I gotta say, it was awesome from start to finish. For the matches, match 1, it was 10 versus Baron Black. That was a squash match, but the ending to it, 10 went over with the discus clothesline. Well, before the match, Baron Black attacked 10 from behind and beat the shit out of him before the match started and everything. That was cool. That was before the match, by the way. Match 2, it was Eddie Kingston and Ortiz versus Russ Myers and T-Money. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Eddie Kingston and Ortiz went over cause Ortiz pinned T-Money with the Fisherman's Buster. Now after the match, as Ortiz was celebrating him and Eddie Kingston's victory, Eddie Kingston attacked Russ Myers with the spinning back fist, and then Eddie Kingston got on top of Russ Myers and was beating the shit out of him. And Ortiz was trying to calm Eddie Kingston down, but Eddie Kingston got calm, and then he went right back to beating the shit. Then Eddie Kingston went back to beating the shit out of Russ Myers and everything, but then Ortiz got Eddie Kingston off of Russ Myers again. Then Eddie Kingston went out of the ring, and Eddie Kingston got a steel chair and tried to attack Russ Myers with the steel chair, but the referee took the steel chair away from Eddie Kingston, and then Eddie Kingston and Ortiz celebrated Eddie Kingston and Ortiz's victory and everything. That was cool. That was after the match, by the way. Match 3, Match 3, it was Serena Deeb versus Haley J. That was a squash match, but the ending to it, Serena Deeb went over with the Serenity Lock. Match 4, it was the Blondes, which are Brian Pillman Jr. and Griff Garrison, versus the Workhorsemen, which are J.D. Drake and Anthony Henry. That was a great match, but the ending to it, the Blondes went over because Brian Pillman Jr. pinned J.D. Drake with the dropkick spinebuster combination from Brian Pillman from Brian Pillman Jr. and Griff Garrison. Match 5, it was Emi Sakura and Mei Saruga versus Nikki Victory and Jay Lee. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Emi Sakura and Mei Saruga went over because Emi Sakura pinned Nikki Victory with the diving moonsault. Match 6, it was, match 6, Match 6, it was Matt Hardy versus Lord Crew. That was a squash match, but the ending to it, Matt Hardy went over with the twist of fate. Now after the match, the Firm, which are Ethan Page and Stokely Hathaway, appeared on the stage, and Ethan Page got on the microphone and sarcastically congratulated Matt Hardy on his victory, but Stokely Hathaway got on the microphone and talked about how Ethan Page was happy about it, but he's not. And Stokely Hathaway explained that Stokely Hathaway asked Matt Hardy what his finisher was, and Matt Hardy said, "My finisher, the twist of fate." Stokely Hathaway was saying that that wasn't Matt Hardy's finisher anymore. It was now Ethan Page's finisher, called the Page Turner, and everything. And then Matt Hardy got pissed off, and then Ethan Page got on the microphone, and Ethan Page said, "Matt, since you disobeyed me and hit the twist of fate anyway, you are now going to have a fine of $50,000. And Matt Hardy ended up getting pissed off and told Stokely Hathaway to go to hell, and then Ethan Page got pissed off at Matt Hardy and started talking shit. Well, Matt Hardy shoved Stokely Hathaway, and Ethan Page said, "Oh, so now you used my move, and now you push your now you shove your boss? Well, that's an extra $50K coming out of your pockets, Matt. But better yet, you're going to be taking next week off because you are suspended." And then Matt Hardy got pissed off and left, and then the firm, which are Ethan Page and Stokely Hathaway, ended up leaving as well. That was cool. That was after the match, by the way. And match 7, which was the main event, it was Claudio Castagnoli versus QT Marshall. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Claudio Castagnoli went over with the Ricola Bomb. That was match 7 and the main event, by the way. Now, one thing I did forget to add in the match between Eddie Kingston and Ortiz versus Russ Myers and T-Money, well, before the match, Russ Myers and T-Money attacked Eddie Kingston and Ortiz before the match started and beat the shit out of them and everything. That was cool, and that was before that match, by the way. Now, there were no promos or segments throughout this episode of All Elite Wrestling's AEW Dark Elevation from last night. Wait, excuse me. But besides, So there were no promos or there were no promos or segments throughout this episode of All Elite Wrestling's AEW Dark Elevation. So besides the matches, Ian Riccaboni and Matt Menard done commentary throughout the whole show. They done awesome as usual. Jose the Assistant done guest commentary along with Ian Riccaboni and Matt Menard during the match between Ten versus Baron Black. Jose the Assistant done great on guest commentary. Ethan Page and Stokely Hathaway done guest commentary along with Ian Riccaboni and Matt Menard during the match between Matt Hardy versus Lord Crew. Ethan Page and Stokely Hathaway done great on guest commentary, and William Regal done guest commentary along with Ian Riccaboni and Matt Menard during the match between Claudio Castagnoli versus QT Marshall. William Regal done great on guest commentary. And the referees for the event were Mike Posey, Paul Turner, Bryce Remsburg, Stephon Smith, and Aubrey Edwards. Okay, Stephon Smith refereed the match between Ten versus Baron Black. Bryce Remsburg refereed the match between Eddie Kingston and Ortiz versus Russ Myers and T-Money. Paul Turner refereed the match between Serena Deeb versus Haley J. Aubrey Edwards refereed the match between the Blondes versus the Workhorsemen. Mike Posey refereed the match between Emi Sakura and Mei Saruga versus Nikki Victory and Haley J. Mike Posey refereed the match between Matt Hardy versus Lord Crew. And Stephon Smith refereed the match between Claudio Castagnoli versus QT Marshall. All the referees done awesome as usual. But anyway, I just wanted to come on here for a while and give them a review for All Elite Wrestling's AEW Dark Elevation from last night, which was October 24th, 2022. Like I said, it was awesome from start to finish. And with that being said, my name is Austin Honecker, and I will catch your ass down the fucking road. Peace out.